No one will ever fully understand you. You are the only person that knows what it feels like to be you. Every action you've taken in your life made perfect sense in the moment based on what was going on inside of you, but only to you. If another person could see the entire blueprint of your inner world, your feelings, your thoughts, your fears, they wouldn't judge you. They'd understand. They'd say, of course you acted like that. How could you have done anything else? This is the level of understanding that all of us crave. But the paradox is that we'll never fully get it. That's because we're not only limited by our own understanding of ourselves and our ability to put our experiences into words, others are limited too. Because words have no meaning if we've never experienced what they represent. You can use all the words you want to experience heartbreak to your friend, but if they've never experienced heartbreak themselves, they will never truly understand the pain you're going through. When we feel unseen or misunderstood, this can cause deep feelings of loneliness, even while being surrounded by people. And that is because loneliness is not a physical state, it's an emotional one. Here's the catch. We don't just want to be seen. We also want to be loved and accepted for or even despite what is seen. But because we fear we won't be, we hide our messier parts. And in doing so, we make it impossible to be truly seen, let alone loved for who we really are. Hell is other people. This is one of the most famous lines from the play No Exit from Jean-Paul Sartre. And in this play, hell isn't what you traditionally expect. There's no fire, no physical torture, no demons, just a fancy-looking room, a locked door, and 3 people. Inès, Garcin, and Estelle. They cannot escape. Not the room, not each other, and most painfully, not themselves. Garcin ran from war. He mistreated and cheated on his wife, and he's now terrified of the idea that he might be a coward and that others will see him as such. Estelle had an affair. She got pregnant and drowned the baby to hide it. Her lover ended up taking his own life, and now she cannot face what she did, so she clings to her beauty and male attention to feel like she matters. Inès seduced her cousin's wife. She destroyed their relationship, and she pushed the woman to murder-suicide. She's the only one of the 3 that fully owns up to her cruelty, so in a way she has one less hurdle to overcome than the other 2. Each of them desperately wants to be seen in a particular way. Garcin wants to be seen as brave. Estelle wants to be seen as beautiful and innocent, while Inès, she just wants to be seen, but not as someone else. Unlike Garcin and Estelle, she doesn't try to rewrite her story. She's brutally honest about her cruelty, manipulation, and the pain she has caused. She doesn't sugarcoat her past, and she doesn't beg for redemption. She's desperate for connection. She wants to be seen and accepted as she really is, dark parts and all. She wants Garcin to stop pretending that he's brave. She wants Estelle to stop playing innocent. And most of all, she wants intimacy without illusion. But here's the catch. She still suffers from the same hellish loop as the other 2. Because even though she owns her darkness, she's still longing for a type of connection that the other 2 are incapable of giving her. Even though she sees through their facades, they can't or won't do the same for her. And that lonely clarity becomes its own type of torture. Each person in the room refuses to see the others in the way that they want. They all hold up a mirror, but they're not shown the reflection that they want to see. They're shown the reflection that they fear the most. And in this way, each person becomes a torture device for the others. They're stuck. Not in the room, but in this never-ending performance, trying to prove something that deep down they doubt themselves. When Sartre said, hell is other people, he didn't mean that people are awful. What he meant is that relationships can become hellish once we allow others' judgment of us to define who we are, instead of living in authenticity and freedom. If you're constantly living for others' approval, this can become its own kind of hell, especially if others refuse to see you in the way that you want to be seen. You start living unauthentic to who you really are. You start twisting yourself, hiding the parts you fear won't be accepted, and put on a mask. In Sartre's play, each character is stuck in a loop of self-deception, shame, and a need for validation. They suffer because they refuse to take responsibility for what they did, and they keep trying to use the others as a mirror to escape this responsibility. In doing so, they stay stuck in a lie, pretending to be a version of themselves they wish were true, instead of owning up to what is real. At one point in the play, the door opens. They literally get a chance to exit hell, but all of them stay. Because they cannot accept that if they leave, the others will forever hold an image of them in their minds that they despise. So they keep hanging around, holding on to the hope that if they keep proving and performing, that they can change how the others see them. Leaving would mean giving up on this hope. It would mean surrendering to being permanently seen in the way that they fear, without any chance to control or fix it. So in this way, the need to control other people's perceptions becomes a prison, as confining as the locked door itself. So what would be needed to truly exit this hell? They'd have to face themselves honestly, without relying on others to validate or save them. They'd have to let go of harsh judgments, both of themselves and others, and look at their flaws with curiosity. And most importantly, they'd have to embrace compassion. They'd have to recognize that all of them are suffering, flawed, human, and trying their best. If they had said, I did those things, I carry the weight and responsibility of it, but I no longer need your validation to feel whole, they may have broken the cycle of infinite torment. The television series The Good Place borrows from the ideas of No Exit. But while in No Exit, the characters are left just to face themselves without any opportunity to redeem themselves or become better people, the characters in The Good Place do get this chance. Imagine an afterlife where every person's life is scored based on how good or bad they were. If your score is high enough, you get sent to the good place, a perfect paradise where everything you want is yours forever. But if you don't make the cut, you end up in the bad place, a place designed to punish and torture you for eternity. Eleanor, one of the protagonists of the story, is far from perfect. Actually, she's downright messy, kind of cruel, full of flaws, and she has made a fair share of mistakes during her life. Somehow, she ends up in a good place by mistake, and she quickly realizes that she doesn't belong there. She's terrified that someone will figure it out, and that she's sent to the bad place all along, where she'll be tortured for eternity. So she tries to hide who she really is. That's where Chidi comes in, a moral philosopher professor who also got into the good place. He tries to teach her how to become a better person and to truly earn her spot. But there is a twist. They're not really in the good place. They're in a specially designed part of the bad place, where Eleanor, Chidi, and two other humans, Jason and Tahani, are trapped to emotionally and psychologically torment each other, like in the play No Exit. Yet, instead of eternally torturing each other and running from their own reflection, the group over time starts to own up to the mistakes they made during their lives, and they start to actually learn from one another. They begin to accept their flaws and truly try to become better people. They choose honesty over hiding, compassion over blame, and slowly, even the demon Michael, who built the place, starts to believe that humans aren't fixed in being good or bad, but they can change and be better when given love and support from the outside. The Good Place shifts the focus from punishment to transformation. It shows that the true escape out of hell isn't about proving yourself or managing how others see you. It's about revealing yourself and genuinely trying to be better, not alone, but together. The characters grow by holding each other accountable, by learning from their mistakes and supporting each other's struggles in becoming more compassionate, honest, and authentic. It's messy and uncertain, and things often go wrong, but their effort to improve, rooted in connection, love, and a shared responsibility, is what eventually opens the door to heaven. The exit out of hell is not a physical escape. It's a gradual process of becoming freer from self-deception and fear with the help of relationships and self-acceptance. It's only when we stop performing and embrace our flaws, when we let go of the polished version of ourselves and reveal who we really are, that we can feel truly loved and understood. Maybe not perfectly, but meaningfully. Chidi, the moral philosophy professor, had been searching for the meaning of life since he was a young boy. And in one of the last episodes, he finally finds it. He writes down on a piece of paper, "There is no answer, but Eleanor is the answer." Maybe hell is other people, but heaven is too. And it's not up to others which one it is. It's up to you. Hell is only other people when we're constantly caught up in making them see us in a way which we deep down don't even believe is true. Hell is only other people when we constantly have to perform when they're around. Once we let them see who we really are, other people can become heaven. Someone seeing you in your brokenness and still loving you, telling you that it's okay, not pinning your mistakes on you forever. Suffering is part of life, but shared suffering becomes something more than personal torment. It's a bridge to shared humanity and connection. We're like chemicals, stable on our own, but capable of transformation when we come into contact with each other. It's in connection, in fusion and friction of our messy and imperfect selves that something new and meaningful can be created. When Chidi said, "Eleanor is the answer," what I believe he meant is that it's through real, beautifully messy connections with others, where our experiences in life find their meaning. So maybe hell is other people, but heaven is too.